everybody. Welcome to Tea Time at the Apothecary. Actually, it's beer time at the Apothecary, or maybe beard time at the Apothecary, or today it's maybe bears time at the Apothecary. I'm I'm TQ. This is my brother JQ. We're talking to you live from Merz Apothecary in Chicago. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We get together, we have a cup of tea or a mug of beer in this case, catch up with each other, connect with our customers, talk wellness, geek out on products, and then we like to have some amazing special guests and interview them about those things and what they do. So we hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining us today. Jay, tell us what's going on.
Hey, so we got Jeff Hughes here today. Jeff Hughes has been writing Da Bears blog since 2005.
Wow.
And I've been reading it since, I think shortly afterwards. I started reading it just based on just searching great Bears blogs and stumbled on him. But apparently most of his first initial fan base he got because he misspelled Adam Archuleta's name, and it sent a bunch of search over to him. Because apparently a lot of people misspelled Adam Archuleta's name. And thus the Bears blog was born. It's a super robust following. He posts these posts and there's huge amounts of fighting and craziness in the comments. What else can I say? You're a musical theater guy. You are a playwright. And
you're working well in nonprofits.
Yeah, and you're active in the nonprofit world. So welcome, Jeff.
Yeah, welcome, Jeff.
Thank you, guys. Nice to be here.
It's nice to have you here.
Let's start right away with, what are you doing? What is this Jersey kid doing becoming a Bears? What business do you have being a Bears fan?
So the way it starts is, this is not even hyperbole. I could basically see Giant Stadium from my bedroom window growing up. So my dad was a diehard Giants fan. My brothers became everybody was New York.
So they all like Phil Seams.
Yeah, they like Phil Seams, who's lived in New Jersey now for 40 years, but still has a thick Southern accent, and no one's ever explained that to me. So I guess I would have been 2.5 years old, and the Super Bowl shuffle is on, and I don't remember this, but this has been told to me. I said to my father, I'm going to root for this team, which kind of tells my story because it's musical theater and football combined. So here my father says, like hell you are. My mother, who never really liked my father very much, decides to buy me all Chicago Bears stuff. So there are pictures of my family in Jets attire as a family photo, and I'm wearing a Jim McMahon shirt at like 4 years old. And no one ever explained it, or no one ever understood it. But for some reason, I guess certain things lock in, and I kept it, and I just kept going with it. And everyone knew me in Kearney, New Jersey, as one of three. It was this mafia family and me. We were the only Bears fans. So I'd go to their house. They had the illegal satellite. I don't want to know how they got it. I'm not trying to rat them out. I'm not mentioning names. We would watch Bears games. Then we got to a certain age where sports bars became big, and I would go to sports bars, and they would have to sit me on a bar stool 3 or 4 feet off the bar because it was illegal for you to be a kid at the bar. And they would have this was back in the day when they had satellites up that would just take Chicago sports. So there'd be one old Zenith, 12 inches, and I'm now like 7-8 feet away. I couldn't see any of the game, but people loved that I was there. I would go to Giants and Jet games, and I would cheer when they updated the scoreboard in the stadium because I was in Bears stuff, and people in our section for Jets games started rooting for the Bears on the scoreboard because they knew I didn't care about the Jets. I just cared about, the update, 17-14 Bears, and I would stand up and start cheering. I was like, what is he cheering about? We're at halftime. This became...
It's like Coming to America. This is my favorite part.
This is the best part. It's like when you watch an NFL game in London and they cheer the field goals harder than everything else because that's the only thing they really understand. So then I get to NYU, and now DirecTV hits at the same time. So here I am now becoming a drinker, sports bars taking off, DirecTV takes off, and I have missed one Bears game, since 2003.
Wow.
So that's and by the way, that game I missed, I was in Ireland. And I was at a payphone in Dundalk, Ireland, calling my buddy for updates until the Bears were comfortably up on the Vikings so that I could go back into the bar because I was going to sing "I Can Be Your Hero, Baby" in karaoke night. That's a true story as well. So no. So that's the only game I haven't physically seen with my eyes since 2003. That's the whole story.
So I was just like, you know, one of the things that I loved about your writing from the beginning when I started reading the Bears blog is that obviously you bring a flair to it because you're a musical theater playwright. You're not afraid to get out there with it. You're a huge movie buff. So people should, first of all, go follow Da Bears blog and follow Hugh's reviews for his movie Twitter handle as well. And he gets a little more raw over there too.
There's a lot of stuff happens on that feed now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's becoming, but it's getting.
I don't know, but I like it. I like it. I'm a fan. So, but check those out. But I love that you bring all that flair and you do game poem of the week and all kinds of fun stuff. But my question is, how did you be like the writing on about actual football is actually better than the other blogs and writing out there that doesn't have the flair you have as well. It's like your in-depth analysis is also better. Why is that? Did you study? I knew one season you had the all 20 or whatever cameras and you watched like the whole game again and again from every position.
Several times, yeah. So early on in the process, I knew that I didn't know much. And so I said, let me write. This is, again, I want to say this was like email was just not that big a deal in 2005. I don't remember checking email all that often. But I went and found some addresses of people that I knew in the league or someone and said, can you get me to the director of scouting? And they were like, write them a letter. So I literally wrote about 50 or 60 letters, mostly Giants, Jets, Buffalo Bills, people I could get to if I had to go get there quick. And I got like 2 responses. But the 2 people who responded both offered, because I said, I want to be good at this. I don't want to be just guessing what you're doing. Would you just like show me how to watch film? And they did. And so I got this tutorial from people. I don't mention their names because they're still kind of sourcey, but sourcey.
Sourcey.
They're still kind of sourcey. But they literally said to me, okay, when fans tell us the left tackle's not doing his job, that's because fans don't know what the left tackle's job is. So let me show you what the left tackle is supposed to do on this play. And then I said, well, how am I supposed to know watching at home what play that is? And he goes, well, now if you study what the right tackle does, you'll be able to see. And listen, you get an appreciation for these guys that they are learning a new language. These players who, many of them are criticized for not being that bright. They might not be able to talk to you about the Kierkegaard, but man, that playbook is not easy. And if I was given that playbook, I would not be able to handle it. So I was able to learn that stuff. But primarily, I've never fixated on X's and O's. And I've always said, I'm going to write from the perspective of someone who is a playwright and from someone who's loved movies. And I'm just going to write about sort of what I see as the drama of it all. And I think what people have responded to is that now that, when I started, there was 2 blogs. There's probably 500 now, just Chicago Bears blogs. But I said, I'm always just going to write from my perspective. So that means sometimes I'm going to write the top 10 Chicago Bears as compared to Stephen Sondheim songs. And I know that that's going to limit the shit out of the people who are reading the site. I know that. But I also think they're coming along for the ride. So if they're on the ship and they can't get off the ship and get back to land, I might as well make them watch the entertainment that I want to give them. So it's kind of like a forced cruise line. That's my new phrase. The Bears blog is a forced cruise line. You're already on board. We're out to sea. Now you have to deal with whatever I give you.
Well, and let's be honest, you have a sweet name. Like the fact that you got the Bears blog is, part of your, all great things are part, like the fortunate circumstances of time and place. And like starting as early as you did, getting that name, spelling that wrong before Google was good at making sure that they redirected all the traffic to the appropriate result. It's like, and I'm not saying, I just think it's amazing, like how people get their start. And it reminds me actually of my dad talking about walking into this apothecary that's about to close in 1973 and not really understanding why. He just said, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then like, here we are 47 years later,
The Bears blog actually started because I was at my buddy's house and I was just ranting about the Bears and he didn't care. And he goes, "Why don't you write this down?" And I'm like, "Where?" I'm like, that was legitimately the question.
Yeah.
This was at a time when I didn't have an answer. And he goes, I go, "Okay." He goes, "Why don't you start a blog?" And I go, I've heard of them. At that point, I'd heard the word, but I didn't know how to do it. And so he goes, "We want to call it." That first choice was the Bears blog. He goes, "All right, that's available." All right. And he built it. My buddy Noah built it. I want to say he built it in a week. And it was just a blue page with orange letters that said the Bears. It hasn't changed all that much. We've kind of kept the structure the same.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, now I got to learn.
There was a few years you went to that other platform that's like a host for blogs, and then
we can talk about that. We can talk about that should be a separate episode of Tea Time. That's the Chicago Tribune, Chicago Now network. And if you're a blogger out there and they offer you all the money in the land, do not go to Chicago Now. So yeah, and so I had to learn WordPress. Again, I'm still not tech proficient really. This is my first Zoom, and so I had to learn WordPress. And once I learned WordPress, I was like, okay, this is not that hard. I figured this out, and we've been on the same. I feel like on the same WordPress interface since we started. Like it has not gotten overly complicated, and we have just the two of us to run it. And I've got a couple other writers, but it was kismet at the time. And also, when we started in 05, we went to the Super Bowl in 06. So we didn't have the 90s. I didn't have to start this during the Wanstead era. I would have quit in 3 years.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm doing national radio shows in January of 2006. It all happened what seems like overnight because all of a sudden we were big.
Yeah.
So I see you have your Chicago Cat pillow behind you, and Chicago Cat and the Bears, the Super Bowl Shuffle album cover. You know, how along the way here you are, this Jersey Bears fan. Did that come slowly that you had sort of got the old, let's not fail to mention the old style go to hell hat. So, you know, I guess how did the other Chicago accoutrement like sort of come into the picture?
First trip to Chicago in 01, drove out with my buddy, with the same guy, Noah. Tears in my eyes when I saw Soldier Field for the first time. Stayed in Arlington Heights, did not know what that was or where that was. Turns out it was not close to where we wanted to be. It's just not where we wanted to be. And I'm like, where the hell are we? Why are we 45 minutes from where we want to be? So the next trip we go over with his dad, who was staying at the Intercontinental Hotel above on Michigan. And that happens to be directly above what I think is the world's greatest bar, which is the Billy Goat Tavern. Go in there, go to Rossi's, go to Pippin's, go to a couple places I'm still going to, and just realized very early on that I'm going to come here a lot. And I have not missed a year. I don't intend to miss this year. I don't know what that means quite yet, but I have not missed.
You're gonna be driving in and staying in my basement.
Listen, the Drake is open. I mean, I know the Drake is open, and it's very cheap right now. So, however, I got an email from them saying we don't have food, drinks, a concierge. I'm like, is anybody in the building, or am I just going to say a Twilight?
We're just going to throw you the keys.
So I have been to Chicago now since that time, since 2001. I have been to Chicago 41 times. And it has become very much a second home. I mean, right down to my friends there. I mean, I've been at your house for Christmas.
I know.
I mean, it's the craziest thing to think about how, like, when I go to Chicago now, I go by myself. I have full bookings for an entire week because I've got so many people now. Mostly Rick Pearson of the Tribune. I've got to see him 6-7 times. So once I fit everybody else around him, no, it's. I've always said the best thing about the Bears blog has not been even the writing or the success from the writing, has been just the people and just the relationship with Chicago now is unbelievable. And I wouldn't pass that up for anything.
That's great. I'm going to take a minute, first of all, just reintroduce for anyone just joining us. Thank you for joining us. This is Tea Time Takeover, Beer Time, Beard Time, Bears Time at the Apothecary. Our special guest, Jeff Hughes, creator of the Bears blog. Please check it out if you like sports, or if you just like good writing and you don't care about sports. I actually, I love the Bears, but I don't read a lot of sports writing. I really enjoy, maybe 5 times a year, Jay sends over to our whole family, I know you guys don't really read Bears, announce.
It'll be like a big game, and I know everyone's going to watch that game. And so I want to give them, I'll send to my dad and my brother, the preview being here's how you should frame this game with Jeff's preview,
Skip the part about the Music Man. Skip the part about the Music Man. Read the football parts, because his in-depth criticism of Robert Preston is not worth it.
The whole thing.
As a postmodern religion major who who read a lot of Kierkegaard. Like you won me over just earlier when you referenced Kierkegaard. I'm like, anybody who's going to talk about football and Kierkegaard in the same sentence, like I'm with you, man. Like let's do it. So
I can push my audience to Sondheim. If I go to Kierkegaard, I think they're going to just head for the hills. I think they're going to find other places to go because that's going to be they're going to know I'm coming after them. Then they're going to know it's no longer cute. This is just an attack.
the reference alone is worth it.
So we were talking last week. Well, first of all, congrats on your partnership with Lou Malnati's.
Yeah, it's fantastic
this year. Lou's is still my favorite pie of the classic Chicago deep dish pies in Chicago. I put it above all else. I would say the only thing that even comes close in terms of deep dish is Eduardo's spinach stuffed, and that is like sort of a non-traditional. And I think there's only like one left, like on Skokie Boulevard, like in Glenview or something.
I love Pequods. But my problem with Pequods is it's got to make a day of it because you got to get in there. There's 4,000 people trying to get a table, and Malnati's, you go sit at the bar. It's comfortable. You hang out. There's great TVs. You go for a ball game. It kind of just works. Like I listen. I'm partners with them now, so there's part of this is kind of BS, but I just love those guys, and I've had more fun sitting at the bar. When they say to you, it's 45 minutes to the pizza, I go, I've got time. Just keep the Miller Lights coming. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, and the original, the original location, it's like, it's sort of like you're in someone's living room turned into like a sports bar. You're in that house feel, which is, those are always magical places. So we grew up going there, and it's just like, that's a really special place for us.
Yeah. So congrats on that. And then you reached out and you were like, hey, why don't we do something together too? And thought this is perfect. I mean, first of all, you got two incredible establishments to be your partners with.
Two of the four. I got two of the four. Of the four. I've said I'm targeting 4. I'm 2 for 2. Old Style and the Billy Goat are next. I'm going to get all 4, and then that's it. That's the full house. That's the home run. That's Chicago. That's it.
Yeah.
I would say maybe the only bonus one you would want to get is Malort, but
listen. I'm not even sure I could do that. Like I've caused too much pain to too many people with that liquor to even put it on the site. My brother still talks about it whenever he gets even remotely sick. He says, I have that feeling in my stomach I had when you made me drink Malort.
I love it.
I feel the
opposite. I do too. But I'm one of the I am. Most people do not.
Oh, I know. My dad loves it too. He likes it with soda. He puts it in a big glass with soda.
Get out of here.
Sips it. Yeah.
Mixes it. I never even thought to mix it.
Well, if you think about it, the bitter grapefruit rind in a soda, it's actually sort of
pretty refreshing, I gotta say.
Is that what it is? It's a bitter grapefruit rind? Is that what it is?
I mean, that's the tasting
bitter, but it's got that grapefruit rind, which is what gives it that extra bitter. It's like you bit into the rind.
I would say it's like grapefruit rind meets nail polish remover.
Yeah, and dirt. and some kind of earth that's in there that you get a little bit in your throat. You're like, what's hard in this drink? Like what was in this?
But originally when Malort came out, there was on the bottle it said 1 in 48 loves the taste. I think they got rid of that.
That number is high. There's no chance they're hitting that number either.
And also, like, really weird choice. Yeah. That out of 48, it seems like.
I have been present for about a dozen or more first Malorts, and I wish I had like videos of these because this would be like an Andy Warhol film, and at least half of them have had the liquid come back out of their mouth after the first taste, and I have tears in my eyes.
I think there is like a weird Tumblr site that's just like Malort faces. I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Is Tumblr still around?
I don't know. I think I just made
I have a teenage daughter, so I can tell you it is because I hear it sometimes. But it's like not cool,
Yeah, it's now Acrobats. It's an Acrobat social media site.
Bing bangs. All right. So hey, so we decided to partner up, and we were talking about quarantine beards. And we were talking about playoff beards and how there was, you were like, I don't know, maybe there's not so much overlap between the Chicago's oldest drugstore and Chicago's best sports blog, but
The chatter on your blog about that too is pretty funny. It's like,
yeah.
I can't wait to hear about how pharmacy and Bears blog are related.
But by the way, did you hear about that? So I scheduled it wrong, my announcement post. So it went out as a post announcing our partnership with Merz Apothecary. And the only thing in it, because I hadn't written it yet, was a year ago, or a couple of years ago, I got an email. There was nothing else in the post. It was up for like 10 hours, and I didn't even notice. I'm going, what the hell? And people, so I got all these emails. What is this? Like, what are you talking? So what I had to do, I was like, I hadn't written it yet. It was scheduled a week too early. So everyone, all those comments were based on what is happening. Like, why is he teasing this to such a degree? Yeah.
That's great.
Years ago, I got an email.
And that email was me.
That was you.
Yeah.
And when I'll tell that story because you won't tell that story, but I got that email and I'm like, oh shit, this is the Q brothers, because you guys were sort of making your big splash in New York when I was there, just getting like to college at the same time. And I saw Bombity and I was like, these guys are fantastic. And when I got that email, I'm like, oh, I'm a huge fan of yours. You're like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of yours. And it took us like maybe like 3 weeks to have a drink together. Like I felt like I was coming to Chicago within weeks, or I might even just come to see you. I was like, what the hell?
Even though you were like, I'm going to be there. And I was like, I'll meet you at Old Town.
It was done. Yeah. And after that, if we meet at Old Town, we're friends forever. That's what everyone I meet there's deal is. And that was it. It was that. And then next thing you know, you're at Josie Woods. And,
and then I surprised you and showed up to Josie Woods pub on NYU's campus in the basement of that.
With G, who is not the world's biggest Chicago Bears fan. He just loved being in Josie Woods.
He got me this.
Oh, nice. That is cool, actually.
Yeah, this is dope.
I couldn't pull that off. I'm too big for that. You have to be a small guy.
But yeah. So tell us about your musical theater a little bit. I want to know 2 more things. Let's go into I want to hear about musical theater and how you got into that and the Rosa Parks musical, and hopefully I'm hoping there is a future for that. And then we'll see. And then let's do this beard competition.
Let's do it.
And then I want to hear a little bit about the nonprofit towards the end, all right? So
the theater thing quickly. So I was a cinema studies major at NYU. I was going to be a film critic. I've always wanted to. I was a 120 movies a year guy from the age of 12 on, and was writing for my hometown newspaper literally at the age of 12. My only story about that's good is I'm in Blockbuster Video at about 14, and a lady comes in and she goes, do you have Glenn Ross? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, do you have Joe versus the Volcano? I'm like, yeah. She goes, do you have The Umbrellas of Cherbourg? I'm like, yeah, what are you reading from? And she goes, oh, this guy in the paper. She was reading my article, my 10 favorite. By the way, those movies haven't even changed. I have not evolved at all in 15 in the years since. Those are still my favorite movies. I go to her, I go, let's go. I gave her all the movies for free. I was fired not long after that. And then, so I go to London to study abroad and saw a bunch of theater. I always loved theater, but it wasn't going to be anything part of my life. Got an internship at the Donmar Warehouse, came back from London, started working at a place called Musical Theater Works, started to fall in love with that, went to the BMI workshop for musical theater writing, hated every minute of that, but met some really good writers and thought, I think I can do this. I've always loved musical theater. I didn't actually understand the mechanisms of how you get into it. And then sure enough, met this guy, Scott Ethier. We started writing together. We had similar taste in what we wanted to produce. And we were hired by TheaterWorks USA to write a show about Rosa Parks for kids. It wins the Richard Rodgers Award from American Academy of Arts and Letters. We use that money to evolve it into an adult show. It's been sort of that workshop level all over the country. And we were getting ready to be commercially produced, and our producer died of carbon monoxide poisoning. This is a true story, about 8-9 years ago. And we were locked up in a dispute because he had the rights for 5 years. So we finally, in the last couple of years, have it back. We were getting ready. I started a theater company called Boardwalk Theater Company. We were going to produce it ourselves. People were ready, getting excited. And then March came, and theater no longer exists. So it's been a whirlwind. I believe in that show. I've written a bunch of plays as well. I believe in those less because they were written for a theater in 1955 that doesn't exist anymore, and I've kind of come to terms with that. So, but this is a great musical. It really is, and I hope we get back to some semblance of live theater, professional theater soon. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, but but I believe in that show. So it's a weird thing to be a football writer and a musical theater enthusiast. There's not many of us. And matter of fact, I think it's just me. I think when I go, and you, Jay, you should, if you wrote for me, you would be one as well. You are a hip hop musical theater artist, of which there are 7, and a football fan, of which maybe the overlap there is 1. So I think Jack's one might overlap.
Jeff, Jay, and I always try and tell him, like, there's the key in life now is like everyone's a specialist, so you have to combine 2 specialties, and you are probably the best example of that of any guest we've had on so far.
You're the foremost expert of Bears and musical theater.
The barely overlapping circles touching just on you, and I think you're the best in the world.
I will tell you why Mark Trestman was even worse than you thought, and at the same time tell you why Sheldon Harnick was even better than you thought. And that's the rarity. So I'll go deep on it if you want. You want to talk about a good show? Fiorello is a great show. No one does it. I don't know why, but it's a great show. And I'll tell you that Stephen Sondheim, while brilliant, is responsible for what I think is the worst era of musical theater ever created, because Stephen Sondheim, this is my last comment on musical theater, Stephen Sondheim wrote essentially reviews. Those are not musicals. They are not integrated book shows. And so he gave a generation of people the belief that you just write a bunch of songs, stick them on stage with a loose book, and you got a show. And that's how we got a lot of crappy musicals where people stand in the center of the stage and tell you what they feel, which is not essentially what a musical is. So I love Stephen Sondheim. I've had these fights with JQ before. I love Stephen Sondheim. But same way that Pulp Fiction came out in '94 and it spawned 4,000 awful Pulp Fiction knockoffs, Stephen Sondheim has spawned a generation of review writers.
This is what happens when something is so new and so dominant. But let's get into some beards. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I am going to share my screen. Let me do.
What do we do? What is the result of this beard contest? Are we just doing a review first? Are we giving some things away?
We're giving away stuff. We're giving away.
All right. First of all, I wanted to share the CDC's.
What is this?
This is the CDC's chart on facial hair and which ones are good for a face mask or not.
Get out of here.
But I just love the names of them regardless.
Yeah. Chin curtain.
The French fork. Look at that one.
Fork.
Zappa.
Oh God, it is Zappa.
Zora. Fu Manchu. Dolly. I mean, these are amazing.
Why is this one called Chevron?
I don't remember modeling for this, but apparently I did.
This is like your Bitmoji.
It's kind of your
Bitmoji of me with all different beards.
Why is that one called Chevron? Why is it called Chevron? Is that what an oil executive has?
The Chevron logo like that?
I don't know the Chevron logo.
No, it's Chevron. That means something else. Chevron goes way back, I believe. That style of mustache, where it gets tapered to the as it goes out to the corners of the mouth.
All right.
I have what they call an Exxon Valdez. That's my style. What's this hula heat? Is that a thing?
Which one?
Hula heat. Here on the row 3 above toothbrush. Yeah. Hula heat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Definitely.
What's happening there?
Yeah, it's the blank, full beard, full draped beard.
That's incredible.
Blank chin.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, did that zoom when I do that? Can you see that?
Yeah, it zoomed.
All right. So, let's get into some beards. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right, we got Paul.
This is Paul. Let me see if I can. There we go. That's a beast.
Yeah, he could definitely turn that into a hula heat pretty easily by just shaving up the chin. Yeah. That'd be a badass hula heat, I gotta say.
That would be a badass hula. That's a sentence probably has never been spoken before this moment. Yeah. We could probably turn that into a badass hula heat.
Yeah. Can I give a second to shout out Paul, because he's a friend of mine and he is another Chicago brand, Few Spirits. He's the founder and creator of Few Spirits here in Evanston, and a great lover of Chicago history, of spirits, and just a cool dude.
And they make my favorite gin.
Yeah, mine too.
That breakfast gin. That with the black tea notes in it, right?
Yeah, I'm just, for me, they're American gin. I haven't been drinking for a while, but when I get a hankering for gin, I dream of the American gin.
Yeah, it's so
Is-
good.
Is he also in the touring company of Fiddler on the Roof?
Yeah, I know you.
When
Because
you,
that's
when
that's a Tevye. That's a full. I call that a full Tevye.
yeah, nice. Nice. Yes.
All right. Next beer, you ready?
Let's go.
He needs like some grooming to get it to like, but
He
he's got a good
he
base.
deserves the kit. He deserves the kit because he needs the kit.
Yeah, he's got a lot to work with.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
This is Ben.
Ben's looking pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Like obviously he's been cleaning up the cheeks and this is not on the day he cleaned it up clearly, but he's doing a good job and he's keeping it pretty clean.
Yeah, and it's a good representation of quarantine era work too, with the over-ear headphones. I like it. Ben is another person that I know, and I know he works with kids. So I think he's got his little like "I'm watching you" face on, like from teaching kids. Like I got my eye on you, or just kind of, I don't know, represent him. But I like Ben is a sharp-looking dude. I like his beard.
Yeah, he's got a good sized beard for his hairstyle too, and it just kind of combines well.
Yeah.
To me, this is the beard of someone doing the voiceover for a true crime podcast. He's saying, and then the criminal went down the road. It's got that look. Yeah. So I like it. Very polished, just enough gray to make you think he's distinguished. I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah, he's getting some good color in there.
Yeah.
Nice reddish tones. I like it. It's a good beard.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, Ben.
Congrats, Ben.
Let's see. Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. I mean, yeah, I can't make the hula heat comment twice, but you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, of course. it's
I almost feel like a hula he would like be a little bit of a. It's just like he would not only the hula he would need a motorcycle.
yeah.
Yeah.
If we had quick Photoshop skills, I would like to put the beard on the baby and see how it looked there. I think we would have a look there. He also looks like a Civil War general. I'm not sure which team he's on though. So it could be a Southern beard, but I think it's going to be too warm down there. He's like it's got some Grant quality.
He's north. He's north.
He's definitely the north. Yeah, I know he is. Now I'm looking again.
Here he is.
There, he got a double entry. Yes.
With the normal face, he looks more normal.
Yeah.
Not
I
screaming
like
at
them
us.
both. Well represented, Brian.
Yeah, it's a good
Nice,
beard.
Brian. That is a really beautiful beard.
That's a beard.
All right. He definitely needs some. Look at that though.
Yeah. Too much stragglers down in the bottom.
Yeah, he's got a lot of flyaways.
Yeah.
That's what they're called. That's an industry
Is it?
term.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a cute family too. I gotta say, I love them, but also it's a good picture.
I
Make
think
it-
it
he
is a
could
great
clean that. He could clean that beard well with a sham bar.
I know.
Man, I'll tell
In
ya.
fact, I
got
think
three. I got sham bars now, man. I've never thought. Still don't understand what I'm doing in the shower, but I think I bought 3. I don't see how I'm gonna have. They're gonna have these for 5 years. They don't go. It doesn't go anywhere. Like I've had them for 2 weeks. I feel like the bar hasn't gone
Dude,
away
I
at
know.
all.
I keep saying to Jam, like we designed ourselves into failure.
I'm not ordering 3 more for a long time, guys.
All right, check this out.
Yeah.
This is Frank Bruno. We got a little goat here.
Oh, the goat.
Yeah.
It's a nice goat.
It is.
Very thin. He's got the like kind of gray goat going on.
It's tight to the chin. He's not taking it. He's not taking it where he could take it.
Yeah.
He's sort of cutting it off.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think it frames his face nicely with the clear glasses. I think it's a good look.
I agree. I'm a fan. The glasses goatee combo is a good one.
Yeah, I agree.
I call this goatee the Irish exit. This is a goatee you think's going to go a little bit longer, then you turn around and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Like,
does.
what if you gone? Yeah.
Okay, GQ.
Oh boy.
GQ is the sexy I don't care, but I've clearly trimmed it beard, right?
Yes, that is.
I was gonna say started out sexy, I don't care, headed to Unabomber territory
Wow.
with the hair and stuff like that. It's like You don't know if I've seen people. It's been a week since I've seen people, or like 72 weeks since I've seen people. You know?
Maybe, yeah. I think it's just a little more like he's just like he's bringing like the true quarantine. He's like, what am I shaving up? Who am I shaving up the neck for?
I was just more looking at his eyes because it's kind of scaring me. It's a little bit intense. His look.
It's
Right
legitimately terrifying.
What do you mean?
The eyes are terrifying. Oh my gosh, it's too much.
It's not freaking me out at all.
No. This is the beard of a man. Like when they go interview the neighbors, they say he seemed like a nice guy. I didn't think
they were right. He is.
I didn't think he was stealing frogs from the local pond and trying to turn them into a marching band.
The best part about that is he literally has a frog pond in his backyard.
He's not kidding.
So you don't have to steal him. He's already built in the fact. He's like Dr. Moreau.
There's like thousands of frogs right behind his house.
That's even worse.
All right, check this one. The next one is from Super Bowl champion.
Oh boy.
Justin Hartwig from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I knew it was
this
a bear.
dude 10 months straight. Check this thing out.
Whoa.
Wow. Justin.
Jay Wig is bringing the beard.
There's a lot to take in here.
You know, this is
it's
like
symmetric.
I heard his manager is like taking calls from ZZ Top right now for a post-quarantine tour. This is hot.
It's symmetric. It looks perfectly round, doesn't it? It looks like it's grown like a. There's what did you call it? A stowaway? A
Flyway.
So I like stowaway way better. It looks like it's perfectly like it's growing at perfect pace.
I mean, this thing is like I like how he's keeping the chops kind of narrower, so it doesn't go like out here and down, and it's going here and then this like beautiful round. That thing is incredible. Look at the stash, all golden red too.
If he drank a Guinness, it would be a disaster. Like, where is that foam going? Like, it's going everywhere. He can't.
Well, I'm sure eating. I'm sure he finds food in there days later.
I mean, find it or stash his food in there for days later.
Where's his mouth? He has maybe a half inch of mouth available for food consumption. He is straws only. He just got into an accident and he's got 3 months in the hospital and he's eating all of his food through a straw. There's no way. He has a rib. He has to wash that beer for 4 to 6 hours to get that rib good. He didn't have a rib.
I had a. Well, mine wasn't as good as this, but I had a big beer that
it was up there.
I'm going to find a photo so I can add it on at the end just to get some glory.
Yeah, you should. You should.
But what I was going to say is that I have a lot of respect because like this looks so badass. It's such a good looking beard. But you're right. I think like when I started to get to the point that I literally started taking like my kids' barrettes and putting my mustache up so that I could eat something without being grossed out by myself, that's when I sort of hit the wall. And when I realized I hadn't kissed my wife for like in a real kiss for like a month and a half, I was like, you know what? It was a good break, but I'd like to do that again.
Yeah.
You know?
So it was a good break.
Your choices were to go to marital counseling or just shave.
Yeah,
that was it.
And you shaved it actually in New Zealand. Remember that?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try and find a picture of. So.
Okay, here. These ones are super creepy. Check this out. Oh yeah.
Who is that guy? So creepy.
He's got a better face in this one.
He clearly was drinking Malort all night.
Yeah, something going on here.
Funny you mentioned that. That's his favorite liquor.
Yes.
I'll add this. The T-shirt is clearly Bob Ross. So I'm basing that on a half a head. That is Bob Ross.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I see the word no. I want to know the rest of the T-shirt. This will bother me probably for the rest of the day. I need to know what the rest of the words are on a Bob Ross T-shirt.
We'll find out. I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Thanks. Send me on my way.
But he's got like the sort of just work from home. Holy crap. I just got hit with a pandemic vibe.
This is a guy who went to lawyer college, by the way.
Yeah. He went to lawyer college.
All my lawyer college friends kind of look like this now.
I like how Connor here is graying.
Yeah.
I like the chin is only gray. There's like no gray up here. It's kind of a cool look.
Well, you guys should know this because you guys are experts at this stuff. I don't have any gray. I have a couple of strands. My beard's coming in now, and there's so much more gray in the beard than in my hair. So I don't know. You got a Shambar for that?
Well, we'll do this afterwards. I had a great idea of kind of related to that about Shambar. But you stay on afterwards. We'll use you as a brief.
Marcus Robinson, and Marcus is in like full Bears colors too. Check this out.
I shouted him out yesterday. I was like, we gotta get some Bears fans on this thing. Representing Inglewood.
Look at that.
That's Marcus has a great beard.
Oh yeah.
Look at now he's got the gray on the bottom too, but that's so full, and then this little, sort of pencil thin rest of the goat part. That's awesome.
I love the way that he keeps the mustache so trimmed and lets the gray beard kind of get woolly. I love it. It's such a good look.
It is a good look.
Yeah,
and I don't see how you complain about anything happening in this photograph. He is casual. He's in Bears colors. Yeah, the beard looks great. The glasses look great. This is a winner.
Yeah, this is pretty fantastic. Well, we got some good ones here.
Oh, we got more coming.
Yeah. This is. Look at this one.
Oh God.
Look at that beard.
What is the instrument?
He sent me a selfie this morning. He texted me and said, "Here's a quick selfie before my sitar Zoom lesson."
Wow. Mark, I like representing Carnegie Mellon too. I have some Carnegie Mellon.
Mark is actually New York City's director of sustainability.
Oh.
He's an incredibly smart guy. Went to architecture school at Carnegie Mellon, and was one of my first rap partners. We rapped together when I was 15 years old.
Here's one for the insiders.
And then he like went to college, and I didn't. That was like, so that's what happens.
Here's one for the insiders, the theater insiders. Sitar Zoom lesson was my first play by Sarah Rule that I hated. So that's just. It wasn't the last, but it was the first one that I really didn't like. The beard is crisp. I don't know what you would complain about. Now I see some stowaways, so it's
stowaways. Let's differentiate. A flyaway is one that you walk up and you see they're out. Then you trim, and then you happen to brush it out after the fact. And the ones that are then now flyaways, those were stowaways.
Those are stowaways. They were sneaking around the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it.
He keeps things pretty crispy here.
Yeah. I really like it. I got to say, I got special love for this one because of the South Asian connection. It's just like it's hitting my Desi side, sitar lesson.
Well, also, his wife is South Asian, so he's got two beautiful little half black, half South Asian kids that are just it's the most beautiful family I've ever seen. They're just amazing. So his kids are Desi, which is awesome. So I didn't even know he was taking sitar, but I think that's pretty amazing.
That's really cool.
So props to Mark. I mean, I think that thing, I said, "Can I get a picture of your glorious beard?" And he wrote back, "It is glorious, isn't it?"
Nice. All
right. Anthony Mosley.
Yeah.
I like how he just took a picture only of the beard.
No,
Yeah,
that's
can
the
I
safe
also
picture.
say, Jeff, do you know this man? Do you know Anthony Mosley?
I do not.
When you describe yourself, you are the only Bears blogger, musical theater specialist. But I would say like Anthony Mosley is your cousin because he is an artistic director of a theater company here in Chicago, Collaboration. And he also happens to be one of the biggest Bears fans on earth. So you two should definitely connect on your next trip into Chicago. It's a must meet. You have a lot in common, and I think you would have a great time together.
I'd love to meet him. Tell him to meet me at the Drake. It's like Mad Max over at the Drake now. You just walk in, and we'll find a room for him. We'll hang out.
Yeah, nice.
So the beard itself, you kind of need the whole face. I think it needs to frame something.
I agree. It's hard to tell, and also he's like, I mean, in true Mosley fashion, it's beautiful and sloppy.
Yeah.
Like that's just who he is as a person. I don't think he could do anything that isn't beautiful and sloppy.
Would you have sent this picture out and not edited out your chest hair when you sent the picture?
No, that's actually what makes it a Mosley photo. I love it.
It's like there's no way I'm not cropping this up just a little higher to get some of that out. There's no way.
It's almost like he cropped it in.
It's like he added it. He photoshopped
just as
it.
a heads up, Jay, I texted you a photo, but the one I found of the day before I shaved my beard definitely has chest hair and a lot showing, which is not my normal style, but you can throw it on at the end.
You email it to me because I won't be able to do that in the meantime. Just to foul mouth. And here's another awesome one. This guy hasn't shaved since pandemic started. Look at that thing.
He's so angry. Why is he so angry about it?
Oh, he's like the most happy-go-lucky. I think he's just being a funny guy.
Oh.
But he's got his game face on. I appreciate that.
That's headed to ZZ Top territory because you see how the bottom is really growing out. He lets
And,
that go.
and look, he's already got like hockey back going here.
Yeah, this guy needs the barbershops to reopen.
I know. But you know what? He's taken it on himself. Like he's a traveler, and he's like, I am not gonna not travel. So he drives and camps and hikes all the time now. And so he just went into full hiking Woodstock mode and was just like, well, here we go.
I travel a lot, but these camping and hiking people, man, I give them a lot of credit. I'm a hotel guy.
Yeah. I'll do a hike for a couple of hours. That's about
Mark and his brother are hiking the entire Appalachian Trail.
Oh man, I hike for 4 or 5 hours. There's golf courses, and then at the end of it, there's a bar, and then you kind of go hang out. That's it. That's my. So what do we think about this beard? This is a. Well, we have flyaways, we have stowaways, we've got runaways, we've got.
You know what? I'm like a fan of the fullness of his beard. There's not like a lot of spots where he has to trim around because it's already kind of empty. So I'm gonna clean it out. Like it's full, and for a blonde white guy, that's rare.
Let me tell you, I can't grow a full beard, and what I like about his beard is. If you notice, the gray hairs don't creep in till the very end of this beard. It's as if time is letting him know what's coming. You can grow a beard if you want, but if you keep going, you're going to come up to your, to
this point, it will be gray.
To the fact that at some point, your life's going to end. So we're going to remind you about that.
But I like
get to 6 inches
for a beard I know is not well kept. It's pretty well kept.
Yeah.
I think it's really well kept.
Mortality strands, right? They're mortality strands.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it.
My cat is now on the Zoom.
Nice.
That's Bear. His
All
name
right.
is Bear. That cat's name is Bear.
I love that Bear stood in front of the cat, exactly in front of the Chicago cat pillar.
Yes.
Like here I am, the real version.
Here we go. Q Brothers member.
Oh, pose.
Pass.
Okay, we got to talk about this beard. Why did certain people decide to make scary faces?
Here, I'll get this one. That one's still pretty scary though. Maybe it's scarier. I'll go back to this one.
Yeah.
But I like this beard. I like that Pass really goes skinny on the sides and goes for maximum length in the goat,
I like that look too. That always in general, I'm a fan of close trimmed on the sides, longer. It's just it suits almost no one poorly. It's like it's a good look.
I cleaned mine up last week and I got the sides a lot skinnier and it feels a lot better too.
Yeah.
I would love it if the gray was only on this side. I could see both sides, like if the other side just had no gray at all.
I think it's definitely grayer on one side.
It is definitely grayer on this side. He's not a symmetrical grayer. He's going like there's some on this side and there's a little spot over here on his head. So
I think it was one time that they were doing a play and Jay scared him when he was turned to the side. And then after that, he started gray on one side.
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty sure it was children, old, and hard living.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's give a shout out to
Chicago
Ricky Rodriguez.
Yeah, Ricky Rodriguez. He sent over this thing, which I'm happy to promote. because he's just a great guy.
He's a Chicago chef, but look at that beard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
thing's
intense.
awesome.
That's intense. That's a beard that if he kept growing that beard, it's not stopping until it hits the ground. That's not stopping. He
No, it's
has
true.
the ability to grow that beard ad infinitum.
Yeah, we play softball together, and like I want to see it go down so that essentially like he can slide past the base, but his beard will still be on the base, and they'll have to call him safe. That's my dream. You know,
First
like
of all,
go now, and the ref's like, no, his beard is still laying across the corner of the bag. What does that count, by the way?
so yeah, I mean, I don't think it's ever happened before, but I think I would assume if the beard is long enough that it stays on the bag, he could physically, if he had some spirit gum, put it on the edge of the beard, and as he's sliding in, lock to the bag, and then just goes willy-nilly past the bag.
Yeah,
And then he knows he's gonna be there.
Yeah. If it were strong enough, he could go past and then just let it like a tow rope, just like pull him around, and he just swing around.
100%. Just he's just gonna go through, and he can have his arms up. He could be having a great time because he knows his beard's gonna hold the bag.
Ricky, did you hear that? I hope you're watching, or you watch and you hear this strategy, because you're going to become a legend in 16-inch softball.
For sure. It will be the Ricky Henderson of 16 inches.
Which is the most soft Chicago sport of all time.
All right. Here we go. Here's another one. This is
my buddy Matt.
Matt.
So he didn't submit this, nor does he know he's on this. He will find out later. His beard has become a bone of contention in my neighborhood here in Queens because the more conservative Irish types yell at him to shave because he looks ridiculous. His wife's kind of okay with it, but she wants him to groom it. This is a pure touring company, a Fiddler on the Roof beard. This is a mess. This is the first beard you have when you decide I'm going to try a beard out and you don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean,
he needs help.
If he's not careful, this is going to connect with his eyebrows.
It's like Cousin It, like he's going to go full Cousin It.
But I mean, like, look how high the hair is going. It's like almost reaching his glasses now. Some people's hairline goes very high, you know?
Yeah.
I think there was a Twilight Zone where a guy grew his beard too far and it covered his entire face, and he became a carpet. It was something like that. Might not have been a Twilight Zone, but it was something similar. No, I think if anybody, I'm going to buy him one of these kits, even if we don't give it to him, just because I just want to help him out. Like, I just want to get him to where he needs to get to.
Hey, it's tough times. We got to help people who need beard help. Like this.
Yeah,
Look at this piece of heaven right here.
Yeah, I got this was the first submission we got on the Bears blog for this, and I was like, whoa, this is going to be tough to top.
Oh God.
I mean, that thing is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to make that like a cover photo of some section of your blog or something like that. It's good. There's not much to say. I love it. As much as I like the gray and it gives maturity, this is full on beard virility, right?
This is the beard of an old West opera singer. This is the beard of someone who comes out in one of those old West shows and sings, Tula Rua Rua or something like that. And
Yeah.
I also feel like he could be like in the Senate as like the gentleman from Illinois or something, like
Dick Durbin?
No, like back in the day. Back in the day.
So then we're gonna call this the old timey Durbin. That will be the name for this beard.
The old timey Dick.
Old timey Dick.
Yeah.
Full Duckworth.
Well, I mean that is maybe my favorite beard of the bunch. I'm not sure this guy needs grooming tools, but I would love for him to try the beard oil.
I mean,
he should be giving grooming advice.
I want to sponsor this guy.
Yeah.
We got to get him something. He's got to get something that says, we appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't want to help you. You don't need the help. But we think we can just be part of what you're doing because we believe in it.
Yeah,
sort of like the Biden campaign.
We just want
It's
our
like,
name associated.
we don't want to work for you, but we think what you're doing is going to be ultimately good. So what do you need from us to keep on your trajectory?
That's 100%.
All right, let's check this one out.
Yeah. Another face. The faces, like, why the faces?
Is this the same guy?
No.
No. And also, I think the faces, a lot of people, there's a lot of people, I'm one of them. I don't really like taking selfies. So I think when you ask people to take a picture of themselves, for certain people, it's like staring at the sun. You got to do something weird. It's like it's the selfie equivalent of squinting your eyes.
All right.
You know?
This is
Um,
a beard.
Some people
This is-
crack themselves up too, I think,
This is a beard. I think this is a beard with potential.
Oh, this beard has incredible potential.
Yeah.
If I read your email right, this is the first time he's kept a beard.
Yes. This is his first beard.
So I can tell you that that's true without knowing from him. But one thing I like here is he's got a nice tight curl to the beard. So if he kept it in a little bit, it would not need a ton of brushing and management. And I like the soul. I would be interested to see the soul patchless beard, which not everyone can pull off. But he already is so blonde and thin there. I'd almost be interested to see it without. But this is where you see this guy's new to the game, right?
Yeah. You can't have the overhang.
I mean, that's getting in your teeth. Like that's like flossing when you don't want to be flossing. Yeah. And no partner is going to be happy about kissing you with that. So this guy needs a scissors.
Yeah, just a little trim up there and a little flyaways around the edge. It would actually be okay. I don't agree with you about the thing, but I'd be interested to see the soul patchless beard.
I just think there's not a lot of people that's a opportunity for, and his already almost shows me that. I'm kind of, it would be cool.
I don't know. I think it would end up looking so weird. It would end up being the end of the beard. But
Yeah.
Can I just point out one thing that I like about this gentleman? I like that the hair is turning, from my view, right to left, and the goat down below is turning the same way. So if you look at they're both moving like this.
It's like a crescent moon.
It's like we're gonna call him Moonface because he is the hair. They're both turning the same way. Which
I know. I love that.
This is a human. This is how this guy was designed. He is supposed to turn that way.
I would also like to see this photo upside down because I think it could be a curly-haired guy who happened to have straight beard.
Oh my God! Can we do that? How can we do that?
Wait, what do you want me to do?
I want to rotate the photo 180 degrees so we can see what it would look like to have the beard on top and the hair on the bottom as the beard.
How do I do that? How do I
have
do
no
that?
idea.
Just rotate.
View.
There usually should be a rotate somewhere.
I don't know how to view. I don't know how to.
Or I could.
Oh, here.
Yeah. Now,
All right. Well,
Like-
yeah.
like imagine that.
He looks like Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
You just turned him into Seth Rogen, a toothed animal, some kind of a monster Seth Rogen. That's what he is now.
But I gotta say, like, look at that. If that were the beard on the bottom, his hair is amazing all around. Is my point.
I'm also. Is this a natural thing? How straight the hair on top is and how curly the beard is.
Yeah.
That is a bit jarring.
T, you're one of those people. I don't know if your curl is this tight on the beard, but you have definitely a
I
big.
emailed you a photo. You can show it at the end.
In fairness, now that I say that out loud, my facial hair does the same thing. I get very bushy down to below, but I've got Jennifer Aniston hair up top.
I was about to say you look just like Jennifer Aniston. Here, check this out. Here,
Look at this. It's looking good up here. Sham bars.
look at this one.
Nice.
Yeah, it's what I appreciate about this is just the terrifying nature of the photograph.
Yeah.
And this is a photo. This looks like he was taken against his will. It was the first one I got, which I was like, wow, this guy really wanted to send it, but he does not look like he did. It looks like someone took this and was like, we're sending this in.
Well, he's
I
got
look
the
at it
Cubs
like-
shirt. He's got the
I'll
Cubs.
send it in. I'll send it in, but I am not moving up more than just moving my eyes from my reclined position in my recliner watching WGN right now. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is he watching WGN? We can see if the game is on. I can't tell. I think maybe it's UPN.
I think it might be Skilling. It's on there or something like that.
It's probably Skilling. He's watching Skilling.
My favorite thing about being in Chicago, one of my favorite things is WGN Morning News. I wish that was on my local cable here. I'd watch nothing else. I think it's the best morning news show in the world.
They
right.
shoot it like right down the block from us, and it's pretty fun to go on it actually.
Yeah.
What do we got? Jay, anything else? Is that the last one?
That's the last one I have, and I just
Do you want?
I think
do you
this
want,
guy needs some help too.
Yeah.
Do you want to show my beard? I'd like.
Yeah, I'll show it. Hold on, I gotta stop share and then go to my email, and then I'll start to share again. 1 second. All right, where's yours? There it is. Okay. Oh man. Oh boy. Look at this thing.
Walter Payton.
Nice.
Okay. Here we go. Share screen. There it is.
I don't see anything.
No
Got
shit.
it?
There we go.
Oh, whoa.
This was in a remote New Zealand bathroom. I was going scuba diving the next day and cut it all off. But look at the size of that thing.
And it's all over the map.
So thick.
I mean,
Yeah.
the mustache itself is overwhelming your face. It's like it's Wilford Brimley couldn't get that to that level.
Yeah.
We're
I
being
left
rest in
him in the
peace.
dust like
Yeah.
about a month before that photo.
T, I will say you had the absolute softest beard I have ever felt in my life and that I've ever nuzzled into.
I
It is the only beard I've ever nuzzled into, but I can't imagine wanting to nuzzle into any other beard because yours was like a blanket.
Well, I was just gonna say, what's wild about it is that for a beard that thick, it doesn't usually look like that. Like we don't have, I don't see any stowaways, layaways, runaways.
And that looks like it looks like amazing hair on like a woman in a shampoo commercial.
Yeah. If you were doing, again, if I were doing Tevye next week and I went to there's a couple of great costume shops in the city, and I went to one and they're like, we have this beard available. I'd be like, well, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
So you have to go a step down. That is going to be the most expensive beard in the room. That looks like it was just someone took a ton of human hair, made a great beard.
Thanks, man. I used to get a lot of like man beard love when I had that beard. It was sort of embarrassing to go out to bars and restaurants and like waiters would stop by and be like, that's an amazing beard. Like I had people buy me drinks. It was pretty good.
How long to grow that one?
Year maybe? Can't really remember at this point. Probably about a year. So my hair grows fast. So
I'm envious.
All right. Well, do we want to give away a few things?
yes.
T, what do we have to give away? I know we have a grooming kit, we got a beard oil, we've got a Q Brothers beard brush, but I'm sure we can add a couple if there's some consolation prizes or if we feel like more people deserve it. Who do we want to give them to?
All right. First of all, I want to give a beard for me. Why don't we each pick someone to start out? So I'm going to say Marcus Robinson. He needs to be sponsored by. He's got all the beard regalia. His beard already looks good, but we got to get him an oil and a brush because I want Q Brothers beard oil and beard brush working that amazing beard.
All right, so Marcus Robinson gets a brush and an oil.
And how fantastic. Marcus Robinson was the name of a wide receiver for the Chicago Bears throughout the 1990s. So that's a fantastic moment.
Yes. So so that's my first pick. Jeff, why don't you pick someone and decide? So
beard 3, next to last one. I feel like this is the most promising beard that if we give him the Q Brothers touch, we're talking about a beard potential. That's where I'm going off beard potential. I think we give this guy the kit. We're looking at a great beard here in 6 months. I don't know how long beards take. Maybe 2 weeks. I don't know.
I agree, and I think Moonface deserves the whole kit.
yes.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get a Moonface.
All right, and I'm gonna give. I think Beard 2 needs a beard oil because the only thing you can do with that is just smell better.
Yeah, I think he needs a blog. To be honest, I think he needs to just write about his beard incessantly.
Yeah.
Tell us stories. No, 100%. Let's make this guy, as I've said, let's be part of his journey. We don't need to change the road he's on. Let's just help the car get down the road.
Agreed. I just want our name associated with his beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Can we get him to craft a Q into the chin so that he always is showing a Q? There's something to work with here. We get him to
you're gonna need to somebody to crochet it in or something.
Yeah. You guys can't do that?
Embroider, I think. Beard embroider.
We have some. Is there any others that we want to give away anything to? We've got Paul.
I mean, the Hula He Award definitely goes to Paul.
Yeah.
You know, I,
Hula He Award.
yeah, the Hula He Award. He gets a beard oil too. Like Paul, you know, that's just some. The Hula He makes me happy.
Mutton
The only thing
Madness.
Brian lives down the street from me, and I believe he has the full kit because I believe his wife Sarah's in the other picture, came and bought it for him. But so it's not a lack of respect for anybody's beard here, but we're just picking some people. But Brian, I believe, already has Q Brothers. He's repping Q Brothers hard. Jay,
Hardwick can just buy what he wants to buy. He's an NFL player.
yeah.
But I appreciate him sending me a pic.
Yeah, we should get to him, and I'll send him a link to this thing when you guys have it on the site. I'll send it to him. Be like, hey man, we talked about you for a long time. Please don't come hit us.
Yeah.
There's a good video on YouTube of him and Jackson lining up in my front yard, just going head to head as if they were on opposite sides of a line with no pads, and Jackson loses a filling.
I think he's maybe an oil. I think he's good though.
He's good.
Yeah, his beard looks so good.
Yeah, the beard's good.
We got Mose. I think this is Moses' beard. This is what he wants it to be.
Yeah, it's already perfection for what he's going for.
Yeah. You can send him stuff. He's not going to use it.
I think Pete's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems content.
I think Paz is looking good. Ricky's looking smooth. I feel like your boy here might need a scissors.
Listen, anything we can do to help. I think he needs therapy and some help. Whatever we can do. We can get him stuff. I think he's going to put up a fight, but even just a tutorial would be helpful.
Yeah, we'll send him something to help him start to shape up.
Yeah.
So let's give that's Mike, Matt, and this fella.
Yeah.
Let's get them something to get started with a grooming. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
All right.
We can get them something basic.
All right. You get their addresses to Greta, and we'll figure it out. All right.
I will do that thing.
All right. Well, we went way over. That was too fun, and we're gonna have you back on and talk again. But quick plug for your nonprofit. Can you just shout it out real quick?
Just working with a company called Arena, and basically what we're trying to do is called Arena, AREENA. We're just trying to get more individuals involved with nonprofits and connect them and get people working on them. And the one organization I've been working with a lot in Chicago, if you're interested, it's called the Windy Kitty Cafe. They are the only people in Chicago finding young kittens and raising them and getting them homes. And they make all their money, people coming in there and hanging out with the kittens, and you can't do that right now. So go on their site, throw them $25. Believe me, it matters. They need it. That pillow behind me is one of theirs. And I went in the shop and I'm like, you sell pillows? She goes, no. I go, I'll give you $40 for that pillow. She goes, all right. So that pillow became my pillow. I said, I go in there and just give them money because they need it. And I've become a cat guy over the years. So, but check it out. It's thearena.com. And we can, if you're looking to do good or help anybody out, we can help you and connect you and get you involved with an organization that can use you. Because people get tired of giving their money to organizations not knowing where it goes. So we vet them and make sure you're getting that money to the right place.
That's great. I think that's a huge need and something, I think I'm always thinking about, because let's be honest, like when you're in a position to help, you want to help. And it's like so clear that the amount that you can help is like a drop in the bucket compared to what the world needs. But then you're like, all right, I want to make this drop matter.
100%.
And a drop in the scheme of the larger world can be a huge amount in the lives of somebody or some people. And so having help to make sure that effectiveness is maximized and is a big deal. So.
And the charities, the big complaint from the charities is you give them $100, but the people giving don't know that $250 goes to the processing fee, $250 goes to another fee. They might only get 90 of the $100. There are ways to get around that and give these organizations the full boat. So we help with that. So again, thearena.com, and we're building a huge platform here in the coming year. It's going to make this all digital. Right now, it's more of a concierge. Literally, I help you. but the platform will be out next year, and we're excited about it.
Cool.
That's awesome, Jeff.
That's awesome. All right. Thanks for
Cool.
joining us, Jeff. And Matt on the comments found and linked up Connor's Bob Ross shirt. So check the comments. And
Nice.
Nice. All right. Hey, everybody, thank you for joining us. Please, well, thank you to Jeff. Visit the Bears blog, visit thearena.com to help maximize your giving. Go Bears. We didn't even get a chance to talk about what the hell football is going to be like this year. We'll have you back on at some point.
Good, because I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't ask.
Question answered. Great. So, and then please, for those of you join us Monday, we'll be back to drinking tea, and we're going to talk staff picks for August. We got a blog coming out. We have more guests coming up. Thank you for joining us. As always, we love you. Go Chicago.
peace.
Go Bears.